Adoration.
It beats booing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. I'll take it.
It's just the beginning of the show.
I know.
And it is the holiday season.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's the holiday.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're going to cut your break.
So on the same day the House announces their articles of impeachment against Trump, he takes his show on the road to air his grievances at a rally in Pennsylvania. Watch.
The FBI also sent multiple undercover human spies to surveil and record people associated with our campaign. Look how they've hurt people. Their lives have been destroyed by scum. The House Democrats announced these two flimsy, pathetic, ridiculous articles of impeachment. Just quickly, here are the facts on Shifty Schiff. This honest guy makes up my statements. He said, the president of Ukraine repeatedly declared that there was no pressure, but he didn't want to say that. We said, say it. Say it, you crooked bastard. Say it.
And a Merry Christmas to you, too, President Trump. He calls the FBI scum. He calls Schiff a crooked bastard. He's got names for everybody, except himself.
True. None of a name for me either.
Not yet.
No. We're doing all right.
If you turn on him, he'll come up with one, trust me.
We've had our problems, as you know, over time, but it's all right.
But a Quinnipiac poll just found that 51% of voters now oppose impeaching him. So it looks like his tactics are working, because last week it was the opposite.
Well, I would say the other side. I think that the Democrats' tactics are failing. And that's really the problem. He hasn't changed. You hear that. That's the same he's always been.
Why do you call them tactics? They're just defending the Constitution.
No, listen, but it's a political process, Joy. It is. It's not a legal process. It's a political process. And I think Nancy Pelosi was right in the beginning. She said, if it's not bipartisan, we shouldn't do it. And the reason is because politically, people are not going to go for it. The reason why Nixon was kicked out of office was because it was bipartisan.
After a while.
Right.
Not originally.
No, but we're at the point now where it was bipartisan. Is the set falling down? Is that what's going on?
There's like drilling.
But with Clinton, it wasn't bipartisan, so it didn't work. And I think...
Well, it was a little different with him.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
He was sleeping,
he was
sleeping with Lewinsky. This guy's sleeping with Putin. It's a little different.
I do understand that it's a political process, but isn't it also
that drilling is so loud? I'm so sorry.
Sure.
It's just
ignore it. They can't.
Isn't it also a constitutional process, though? In my thought, it's, Congress is supposed to provide oversight. That's the oversight function,
right.
And that's why I don't understand why folks are saying it should be, bipartisan, and that this has become partisan. I don't understand why the facts of this are partisan. I mean, who can't see that the President of the United States pressured a foreign government to dig up dirt on his political opponent to inure to his benefit to affect our very democracy?
In the next election.
Anyone that calls calls themselves a patriot, is just a liar.
I do think something that lost people when they announced the articles yesterday was there was so much hype and so much talk about bribery and how you could point to that being a crime. You heard Nancy Pelosi, and yesterday bribery wasn't a part of this. It wasn't even mentioned yesterday.
An abuse of power.
But I do think that is a weakness that the Democrats now have, because if they did have bribery on him, they would have announced that yesterday. And so that goes to the question of, you can say it's an abuse of power, but that's what a lot of people are struggling with. Is we know it was bad, but what rises to the level of removing a president from office?
Well, they called it an abuse of power, which is also, it's unconstitutional. So I don't understand Republicans like yourself saying this is partisan. It's political.
No, but I'm not saying it's partisan. I'm saying it is political. The impeachment is not a legal process. It's because we don't have judges deciding. We have 100 United States senators deciding. They're all politicians. Well, they're all politicians, and it's a political process. And you need 20 Republican United States senators to decide that he should be removed from office for him to be removed. It's never going to happen.
The Constitution.
It's never going to happen. The American public knows it's not going to happen. And so what they're asking themselves now, and I think why you see those numbers changing, is we know it's not going to happen, so why are we going through this?
Because we know that Republicans aren't going to defend the Constitution.
Well, in the same way, wait a second, in the same way that, 20 years ago, it was the exact opposite. where a lot of Republicans would say that's a real abuse of power, to use the power of the Oval Office to seduce a 21-year-old intern, and to do so in the White House is an abuse of power also.
Yeah.
But Democrats didn't see it that way, and they didn't vote that way. So it's a political process.
That's why, Chris, it's the height of hypocrisy that the same
gotta take a
sitting
break.
senators that are now still sitting voted to impeach and convict President Clinton for having an affair with Monica Lewinsky, but will
isn't
not
that both the same
impeach and
hypocrisy, though?
convict
It's the same thing.
It's the
this
same thing.
Well, it's the same
president.
thing.
Okay,